Hey everyone, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League for our Sunday championship. This is the final race of the season. Yes, what a shame. I can hear you all shouting. It has been fantastic season with some great racing, but like all good things, it has to come to an end, and this is it. This is the second race of round 10 here in Italy at Sardegna road track on the A layout circuit. Just saw great race in race 1, which Scott took the win. Our championship leader. He is going out on a real high, isn't he, after winning race 1. Enzo coming in second with Wayne G third. So this is a reversed grid. I think it's supposed to be the top 8 get reversed, but because there's not that many on the grid, then I think they've just decided to just do a reverse grid, and why not? Mediums and hard tyres have to be used for a minimum of 3 laps in this race, so there will be a pit stop. Now, we have had a retirement from the race. As you can probably tell on the left-hand side, we've only got 8 on the grid. Firepower has been retired from this race. Apparently failed a breathalyzer test after 2 glasses of shandy after race 1. Didn't enjoy race 1, so I think he went to drown his sorrows, and they did a breathalyzer test, as they do with all the drivers before they go out on track. And unfortunately, he was just over the limit, so he's been told he can't race in this one. So we are down to 8. So let's have a look, shall we, at the grid for the final race of the season. Vodka Rob on pole position. Pete is in second. Aussie Rooster is third. Frowny is fourth. Harry Poppins is fifth. Wayne G 6, Enzo Jack is 7th, and winner of race 1 and overall championship winner Scott is in 8th. So back up to the top, we will get the right camera. Oh dear, here we go. There. So we should be off and running now. Yeah, we are. So we're off and running as Vodka Rob takes us towards the start finish line when the race will get underway for the final time. For these guys anyway in the McLaren. Some of them obviously are going to go up, some may go down. I'm not quite sure what's happening with the league. So down the hill then towards turn 1 at Pete's plunge as Pete on the medium tyres. I should have gone through the tyres, we'll have a look at them in a minute, but Vodka Rob is on the hards, Pete on the mediums, and then Aussie Rooster and Brownie, Harry Poppins, Wayne G all on the hards. Then we've got Enzo Jack on the mediums with Scott at the back on the hard. So only Enzo Jack and Pete on the medium tyres. So Pete, oh well, he's done exactly what I was just about to say. He's looking at getting himself ahead of Vodka Rob and trying to open up a bit of a gap, and that's exactly what he's done. Pete now out in front, just ahead of Vodka Rob. It was only a matter of time really because of the grip that Pete's got. It's been the same for Enzo Jack. Enzo Jack really needs to try and make his way through the grid as quickly as he can to make those medium tyres work for him. Now it's a minimum of 3 laps on each compound tyre, so we may even see some of the other guys on the hard tyres coming in quite early. But at the minute they're all still quite bunched up. Vodka Rob still in second, Frowny in third. Then we've got Wayne G. He's made his way up into 4th, started 6th on the grid, so good start for Wayne G on the hard tyres up into 4th. Frowny has just made a place up as well. Oh, he's coming under attack from Vodka Rob though, as Frowny now moves up into 2nd. Vodka Rob down into 3rd. Wayne G in 4th. Probably looking at trying to get past Vodka Rob on the straight as they enter Scott Straight. Down the hill they go. Aussie Rooster in 5th, Enzo in 6th. Then we've got Harry Poppins in 7th and Scott down in 8th. So through Pete's plunge then goes Pete into Rooster Run, opening up a bit of a gap back to Frowny. Into Wayne Chicane. And Wayne has made his way up into 3rd as well, so Wayne pushing hard now as they go through Wayne Chicane down towards Enzo Corner, and quite a group of cars all battling away into this corner. Looked like Wayne was almost by side then from Enzo Jack. Enzo Jack really putting the pressure on. They're going up through Frowney's fast lane, up this slight incline. As soon as they get over the brow, they will start on back down the other side towards Firepower Frenzy. Wayne G still in third. And I think I mentioned it in race one. I think he actually thrives and drives better under pressure, does Wayne G. But Enzo Jack is going to do everything he can to get by, as he is on the medium tyres. Enzo Jack started in 7th, up to 4th already. Oh, as Wayne goes very wide, Aussie Rooster followed him, and it looked like Scott as well. Or was it Vodka Rob? I'm not sure, but somebody else went very wide. Scott, though, we can see in 5th as he struggles to get that McLaren round the corner, just holds on to it. As Scott sitting in 6th position, he's got Aussie Rooster just alongside of him in 6th. Harry Poppins is in there as well. Harry Poppins trying to make his way through, and does. Harry Poppins goes through into 6th, uses a bit of the slipstream. He now pulls up alongside Scott as they go down Scott Straight across the start-finish line, down towards Pete's Plunge. Still side by side, it's Harry Poppins and Scott through Pete's Plunge. Harry Poppins around the outside, trying to avoid the kitty litter. What fantastic racing. Oh, a bit of a kiss there between the two of them. And Scott just manages to get his nose in front ahead of Harry Poppins as they enter Wayne Chicane. Fantastic stuff from these guys. It is all still very, very tight out there. Scott now in 5th with Harry Poppins in 6th. Aussie Rooster in 7th. He's got Vodka Rob all over the back of him. Back up to the top, and Frowney has got himself in front, so Enzo must have had a bit of an issue at some point, but Frowney has managed to get the lead, and he's pulling away as well. He is opening up a gap. He's on the hard tyres, but he is off and running. Enzo Jack sitting in 2nd. He needs to try and get back up to the back of Frowney and use those medium tyres while they are still good. Pete in 3rd, also on the medium tyres. So maybe it's a team tactics thing, because both pilot drivers are on the medium tyres, so obviously there was something discussed before the race. But Pete there holding on to 3rd. Maybe the tactics are to try and hold everybody else up while Enzo Jack tries to catch up to the back of Frowney. Wayne's still sitting in 4th with Scott just behind him. Let's jump on board with Scott as we chase Wayne G down. We're going on now to Scott Straight, 700 metres from the exit of turn 15 all the way down to the entrance of turn 1, which is Pete's Plunge. Harry Poppins just sitting there in 6th, so hard on the brakes for this left-hander at Pete's Plunge. Wayne kicking up a bit of dirt, trying to put Scott off as we go through Rooster Run. Harry Poppins still there, but there is a bit of a gap opening up into Wayne's chicane, and Scott now right up in the boot of Wayne G's car. Scott taking a very wide line. I think he's just getting on the power just a little bit earlier than the other guys, which forced the car slightly to the left, but managed to keep it on track. Around Enzo corner and then on to Frowney's fast lane. As we jump out, let's see what's happening elsewhere. Harry Poppins still sitting in 6th, Jason Scott, Aussie Rooster in 7th with Vodka Rob in 8th. Back up to the top then, and Frowney, the gap's there, but I think it is being closed down by Enzo Jack. So let's just have a look now. Frowney at the minute with the fastest lap, a 1:44.4. Bearing in mind he is on hard tyres. Enzo Jack, well, he also did a 44.4, but his was a 44.412, whereas Frowney is a 44.40. So really nothing in it. You couldn't put a piece of paper between them two on the fastest lap. So Enzo Jack really does need to push now. He needs to regain the lead from Frowney and make those medium tyres work for him. Frowney on the hards, they barely look touched. Now obviously there will be the fuel issue as well. Obviously the fuel has been turned up, so they use more of it as they go along, and you can see we're at lap 5 and Frowney's, well, he's about half a tank already. So if that's the case, then he could possibly have to make 2 stops. Really needs to preserve a bit more fuel. Enzo Jack also on about half a tank, so again somebody got to be a bit careful. Pete, he's doing it well, about just over half a tank of fuel for Pete, still sitting in third. Then we've got Wayne G in fourth, Scott in fifth. I'm looking at the fuel and they all look pretty much the same actually, so none of them really saving fuel. Vodka Rob seems to be better for fuel, but we shall see as we get to the end of this race. We're only on lap 5 of 15, so a long way to go, and it is all very bunched up at the top. Now then, Frowny still out in front, but he has got Enzo Jack all over the back of him now. Enzo Jack really has worked hard over the last lap or two to catch back up to Frowny and put him under pressure. He has got the better grip with the medium tyres, although the hard tyres will be up to temperature, but even so the mediums are going to be slightly better than the hard. So is Enzo Jack going to make a move? Let's go on board with Enzo Jack as we come round onto Scott Straight. Down the hill, across the start finish line, Enzo Jack sitting in Frowny's slipstream. Frowny doesn't seem that bothered about trying to lose it, does he? He's just positioned his car on the inside. Now moves back over onto the racing line into Pete's plunge, trying to get that McLaren slowed down, and Enzo Jack, much better exit into, or entry should I say, into Pete's plunge, and a great exit as well, has got him right up the juff of Frowny. As they come into Wayne chicane, almost side by side, it is Frowny just got his nose in front, but a good exit from here is what Enzo Jack's looking for, and that has just about managed to get him almost alongside Frowny. As we come into Enzo corner, this sweeping left-hander, fantastic racing from these boys. A quick look behind and the rest of the pack are following, but they're not quite close enough to put any pressure on these two. So Enzo Jack has got his focus fully on Frowny at the minute. Now Frowny goes very defensive as we come down towards Firepower Frenzy, but it looks like Enzo Jack's got the job done all the way around the outside. He had the better grip. A good drive there from Enzo Jack. Fantastic racing between the two of them as well. But Enzo Jack retakes the lead of this second and final race actually of the season, and now he needs to try and get away from Frowny. Pit stops obviously will be coming into play. Some of the guys will be coming in very shortly, I think actually. I'm surprised most of the guys are still out there on the hard tyres. I thought some of them may have pitted just a little bit earlier, but I'm sure they have all done their practicing. Oh, there we go. Frowny has come in just as I mentioned the pits. Frowny remembers and comes in. Scott's here. Well, it looks like most of the guys on the hards have come in now. So Enzo Jack staying out on his medium tyres. Pete also on the medium tyres. So the two pilot guys, 1 and 2 at the minute, are going to be looking to try and open up quite a decent gap. As you can see, Frowny, Scott, Wayne, Harry Poppins all in. They will be coming out on the mediums. Aussie Rooster just coming around Harry's highlight on the medium tyres as well, so he's going to need to take them a bit further. He's already made a stop, as has Vodka Rob, which is why they are so far back. But they are now on to Scott Straight and across the start finish line to start lap 7 for them. As they come back out, they try and catch up to the rest of the pack. I'm just having a look. Aussie and Vodka still in 7th and 8th. Enzo Jack yet to make a stop, out in front by quite a margin actually. If you look at the track map in the right hand corner, I think a pit stop is around about 40 something seconds, so that's the gap that Enzo Jack needs, plus he will be going on to the harder tyres. Same with Pete. So these two have obviously got a strategy worked out between the two of them, and I'm sure coming off the track and hitting the barrier is not part of it. Pete, you are not sticking to the script. Oh, as he struggles to get that McLaren to turn in, and now then, I don't think it's down to grip. There seems to be enough left on them tyres. Maybe a lack of concentration there at Harry's highlight, but Pete really did struggle to get that car to slow down, and the gap between himself and his teammate Enzo has just got that little bit bigger now. So Enzo Jack still out in front very comfortably. Frowny in third then, he's leading the rest of this little pack, all out on the medium tyres now. So Frowny sitting in third. Scott winner of race 1. Currently sitting in 4th, also on the medium tyres. He's got Harry Poppins chasing him, with Wayne G not that far behind. Now, if you remember all of these guys battling about, there's only Scott that is guaranteed promotion at the minute. Frowny, Harry Poppins and Wayne G all fighting it out for the other 2 steps on the podium, with not much in it between them. So at the minute, Frowny's got the advantage of sitting there 3rd at the minute, although he is being chased down by Scott, and it does look like Scott's getting closer, and Scott is bringing Harry Poppins and Wayne G along with him for the ride. So Frowny could be under attack very shortly. Aussie Rooster in 7th, he's still having a bit of a fight with Vodka Rob, so these two, oh, they're enjoying themselves, aren't they? And that's what it's all about. We've said it on quite a few occasions, you don't need to be up at the pointy end to have a good race, and that's exactly what's happening with Vodka Rob and Aussie Rooster at the minute, as they have their own little battle at the back of the pack. But it'll be an enjoyable race nevertheless. As should we jump on board with Vodka Rob as we come to Firepower Frenzy for the 8th time. Then we go through onto Vodka Rob Run. Can Vodka Rob get a little bit closer to Aussie Rooster? Made that look very easy, didn't it? But it's certainly not. And it's hard on the brakes as we come to Harry's highlight. And back on the power again, up through the gears. Now both of these guys have made a stop, and you can see the lights starting to fade a little bit. The lights are on the windmills as Aussie Rooster tries to break the slip back to Vodka Rob, and across the line they go to start lap 9. But let's see what's happening up at the top. It is still Enzo Jack. Now the fuel light is flashing, so he is going to have to come in and make his stop. He has managed to get 9 laps out of those medium tyres. Pete will be in the same situation, I'm sure. The fuel light not flashing yet, but it won't be long before he has to come in. So the closest to them is Frowny. The big question is going to be, can Enzo, Jack and Pete get into the pits and back out again before this chasing group reach them? So let's just have a look. Is Enzo Jack going to come into the pits this time? Is he going to stay to the right? I think he is. Well, he's got to, hasn't he? He's run out of fuel almost. So Enzo Jack is in. Will Pete follow him? They may have had a chat, or will Pete ignore it as he wobbles his way around the track? And in he comes. So Enzo Jack and Pete, 1 and 2 into the pits then. Brownie just coming up to Harry's highlight then, with the chasing pack just behind him, and the fuel starting to go into Enzo Jack's car. So this is going to be interesting, whether Enzo Jack can get out in front of Frowley. Frowley around the final turn then onto Scott Straight, and you can see Enzo Jack is now out of the pits, and he is ahead just of Frowley. So Enzo Jack is out, but he is on cold hard tyres, but still out in front. So a good stop for Enzo Jack. Frowley though on well, he's on the medium tyres, the same as the rest of the group, and they are up to temperature. So I'm sure it's not going to be long before Frowny is right on the back of Enzo Jack. So Enzo Jack got to prepare himself to do a bit of defending with 5 laps to go. Yeah, just trying to work it out, because you count the lap they're on and then there's 5 others, so it's about 5 or 6 laps. Anyway, we get that. So Enzo Jack then out on the hard tyres, Frowny in second on the mediums. Then we've got Scott and Harry Poppins, Wayne G also on the mediums. Pete, he managed to come out of the pits, but has found himself in 6th position. He's just ahead of Aussie Rooster and Vodka Rob. Pete also on the hard tyres though, so needs to be careful, especially the opening couple of laps. Needs to get some heat into them tyres of his. Aussie Rooster and Vodka Rob will be doing everything they can to catch up to the back of Pete. So back up to the top, and it is all getting very close now. You can see the gap starting to close up between Enzo Jack and Frowny, and Frowny bringing everybody else with him. Scott right up the chuff of Frowny, having a good old look in the boot, isn't he, of that McLaren. So I'm sure it's not going to be long before Scott's thinking about making a move. As we come across the line to start lap 11. Now there's 5 laps to go, including this. So down then to Pete's plunge then for the 11th time, as we follow Enzo Jack, Frowny and Scott. We'll go on board with Scott. On to Rooster Run, and then into Wayne Chicane. Not technically a chicane, but it is for the purpose of this race. Quick look behind us. Harry Poppins is there, but there's a bit of a gap. There is a bit of a gap, and you can see that Scott has got the fastest sector in sector 1. So he will be looking at nicking the fastest lap away from Enzo Jack, currently sitting at 142.7. And Frowny really putting the pressure on Enzo Jack as we come down the hill towards Firepower Frenzy. I thought Frowny was going to have a bit of a look, but Enzo Jack closes the door on him and makes it very difficult to pass there, which it is anyway. Scott now right on the back of Frowny. So Frowny sitting in the cockpit of that car. He's going to be thinking about trying to make a move on Enzo Jack, but he's also got to be careful he doesn't give Scott the opportunity to make the move first. Great shot there of the flames licking out the exhaust pipe of Frowny as he goes down through the gears. Now that Frowny's decided to make his move as they head down towards this final kink in the road before getting onto Scott Straight. And Scott himself sitting there in Frowny's slipstream as Enzo Jack tries to break that slip. Now then, as Frowny, Frowny's going to pull to the inside, is he? He's going to have a look. Oh, he is, yes. So Frowny has a bit of a look up the inside, gets his nose in front. Not much Enzo Jack can do about it on the hard tyres. So Frowny takes over the lead. Scott in second, and Enzo Jack now down to third, and he's going to be coming under attack from Harry. Oh, and there we go. Harry Poppins has already got his nose in front as well as they go through Wayne Chicane. So Harry Poppins up onto the podium now. So Frowny, Scott, Harry Poppins are the top 3. Enzo Jack in 4th, but he's coming under attack from Wayne G. Wayne G on the medium tyres. So he's going to be soon be making a move. As you can see, Scott and Frowny having a bit of a coming together there, a bit of a nudge, as Scott tries to make his way through to lead this race, and I think he has just got himself in front, although Frowny is not giving it up without a fight. Down the hill they go towards Firepower Frenzy. Have they all got through? Yes, they have. You can just see Wayne G and Enzo Jack going side by side through the turn. On to Vodka Rob Run. Wayne G still sitting in 5th, desperately looking for a way by Enzo Jack. Enzo Jack not making it easy for him though, is he? Down towards Harry's highlight, and it is Scott leading this race now from Frowny. Harry Poppins in 3rd, Enzo Jack just clinging on to 4th on those hard tyres, and Wayne G pushing hard now on the mediums. We are on, well, coming to the end of lap 12, and these 5 really are battling it out to the very end, and we're going to stay with them. Well, let's just have a quick look, shall we? Aussie Rooster in 6th. Well, he's on his own again, almost. Vodka Rob in 7th, with Pete unfortunately down in 8th. The hard tyres really not suiting him. So back up to the top. Although Scott's out in front, he's not opening up that big a gap at the minute. He's still got Frowny and Harry Poppins chasing him down. We'll have a go on board, shall we, with Harry Poppins sitting in 3rd at the minute. Well, that was a great shot, wasn't it? The flames shooting out the exhaust then as we're looking through the over the back of the seats, through the back window. I have no idea what that noise is outside. It's definitely not the bin men. Probably a road sweeper of some sort. You don't see them often, do you? Anyway, apologies if you can hear it. Quick look behind us then. Wayne G has managed to get himself past Enzo Jack. So Wayne G now up into 4th as Harry Poppins looks to make a move on Frowny. as they come down towards Firepower Frenzy. No doing there. Frowny, great defending, made it very difficult for Harry Poppins there. So Harry Poppins just has to sit right on the bumper of Frowny's car as they come through Vodka Rob Run. Through turn 13, down the hill towards Harry's highlight. And Harry Poppins will be looking to get a good exit out of here so he can get right underneath Frowny and into the slipstream to try and make a move to take P2 away from him. Frowny, on the other hand, will have other ideas, I'm sure. As we finish lap 13 and start lap 14, it is Scott from Frowny, from Harry Poppins, Wayne G, then Enzo Jack, Aussie Rooster in 6th, Vodka Rob in 7th, with Pete bringing up the rear in 8th. Scott desperately trying to open up a gap. He's got a few car lengths between himself and Frowny, but it is not a gap he's used to. He's used to getting off up the road and getting himself a good 5-6 seconds ahead, but the rest of the pack still sticking with him. So some fantastic racing towards the end of race 2 of round 10. Harry Poppins holding on to that third podium for now. Wayne G has definitely got other ideas and wants to take it off him. Enzo Jack now down into 5th. Can't really do much about this. He's gone with the hard tyres for his second run, and all the guys ahead of him are on the mediums, so they are going to have the better grip. A good fight from Enzo Jack though. Led for quite a number of laps in this race. Maybe he should have just gone with the hards like everybody else did, but he didn't, and he's on the hard tyres now and starting to just slip away from this pack. So it is still Scott, Frowny, Harry Poppins, Wayne G, then Enzo. Wayne G is going to be trying to make a move on Harry Poppins. He just cannot get close enough as they come down the hill through Scott's straight across the line to start the final lap. And the podium at the minute does look like it's going to be Scott, Frowny, Harry Poppins. We are into the last lap of the last race of this season in the McLarens for the League 2 guys. There will be a break of usually around about 3 to 4 weeks, and then we will be back once all the points have been sorted out and people have been moved up and down. Once the leagues have all been sorted out, as I say, we will be back, all in different cars, some in different leagues. I will be moving up and commentating on the League 1 guys. I actually race in League 1 as well, so that's going to be interesting. As we follow these guys then through the final few turns of this final race, and we'll just go down the order. Scott now, well, he has opened up a bit of a gap and he's looking safe for the final win. Our championship winner, Scott, going out on a high with the second win of today. Frowny sitting in second, Harry Poppins holding on to third, with Wayne G in fourth. Just cannot get close enough as they all stream down to Harry's highlight for the final time. So we will go back up to Scott in the gold McLaren of the championship winner. There's the checkered flag. Well done to Scott, second win of the day. Frowny, brilliant racing from him to take second. Harry Poppins on the podium yet again to take third. Wayne G in fourth. Enzo across the line in fifth. Great racing from those guys. Aussie Rooster, he is going to come in sixth, with Vodka Rob chasing him down in seventh. So across the line then for Aussie Rooster, Vodka Rob in seventh, and as Pete comes around Harry's highlight for the final time. Thank you everybody for watching. If you do enjoy these races, then remember, please hit the like button. If you've not subscribed, then please do so. It will help me out, and I am just a few short of 200. and I would dearly love to make it to the 200. So please, if you've not, if you could subscribe. Enough of the begging. I will catch you all back. I do Wednesday, so I will be covering the Wednesday League One races, so join me for that. If not, I shall catch you all in a few weeks' time, when we will be back on a Sunday evening, and I will, as I say, we'll be covering League One. So for now, just take care, and I'll catch you all soon.